GooseDown, Duval needs you.
GooseDown, we need you.
Where you at, GooseDown?
Come on, man, we need you.
Hello, YouTube. Check out the exciting news that's happening in Florida. A right to hunt and fish amendment. And it passed. Nothing shared here should be considered legal advice. Remember, I have this thing that when people look at me, sometimes their first thought is,
It's the first time in my life I've ever seen something so stupid.
so don't take your advice from me. Be sure to like and subscribe. Here's the thing though. Florida has already had in its laws a right to hunt and fish. Take a look.
The legislature recognizes that hunting, fishing, and the taking of game are a valued part of the cultural heritage of Florida and should be forever preserved for Floridians. The legislature further recognizes that these activities play an important part in the state's economy and in the conservation, preservation, and management of the state's natural areas and resources. Therefore, the legislature intends that the citizens of Florida have a right to hunt, fish, and take game, subject to the regulations and restrictions prescribed by general law and by Section 9, Article 4 of the state constitution.
So when someone says to you, the answer is still absolutely I have a right to do this. So what then does the passing of this amendment actually do? If we look at the actual text of this amendment, the Florida Constitution has been changed to state,
Section 28. Fishing, hunting, and the taking of fish and wildlife. Fishing, hunting, and the taking of fish and wildlife, including by the use of traditional methods, shall be preserved forever as a public right and preferred means of responsibly managing and controlling fish and wildlife. This section does not limit the authority granted to the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission under Section 9 of Article 4.
because Florida has already had it written into its statutes, a right to hunt law. I don't think that this constitutional change is going to make much difference in the day-to-day lives of Floridians. There are, however, two things that I think that this amendment will do to Floridians. First, it's going to limit the ability of local and state legislators to prevent hunting and fishing, as such efforts would then be considered unconstitutional. I believe that this is the primary intention of this amendment. Secondly, there's this part of this amendment that states that hunting and fishing shall be preserved forever as a public right and preferred means of responsibly managing and controlling fish and wildlife. One example of this in action might be the use of hunting in controlling chronic wasting disease or CWD in deer populations. Here it says that FWC is controlling CWD with a strategy of purposely lowering the deer population. I would imagine with this new amendment, including hunters in that would almost have to be a strategy that they use. But let's look at a more relevant example. This video has been going around social media, and it happens to be from Jacksonville, Florida.
No. No.
Yeah, she dropped everything.
So what do you do when the geese become a nuisance?
Oh, wait, she even
Lord Jesus, fix it. No. No.
In Denver, Colorado, they had a similar problem with overpopulation of the geese. The city resorted to killing thousands of them. They gave the meat to needy families. Florida's amendment takes the approach of requiring to allow hunters to be the preferred method to control such issues.
No.
These sort of scenes may be more and more common in Florida. As such, there may come a time when hunters are actually encouraged to reduce the population of the wildlife. Hence,
GooseDown, Duval needs you. Where you at, GooseDown?
Come on, man, we need
GooseDown, we need you.
When that day comes, I'll be ready.